people born wicked?
Archetypes! Archetypes. Is there a deeper truth that we do not yet understand? Is not given to us to understand? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Is there a reason that The Wizard of Oz was the most successful film of all time? How strange that it was the first film to come in colour. Do you know even the novel of The Wizard of Oz sort of caused great ramifications and ruptures? It has in it mythic potency. Myth, I suppose, are truths that have more truth in them than even facts. They are the deepest truths that are available to us. Now, the musical Wicked has caused a lot of controversy, mostly because I think when them two actresses that are the stars of it do public interviews, seems to rub a lot of people up the wrong way. And some of the stuff I've seen does look a bit kind of crazy. But hey, this is a world that embraces individuality and individualism, isn't it? Let's have a look at the trailer of the film Wicked and review Wicked without having seen it, though. Those are the reviews I do. I review, but I don't view.
Are people born wicked?
Pretty good, because that's the question of the film. Are people born wicked? Once that question's been answered, Joe Campbell would say the film will end. Here is the question. Are people born wicked? That's the question that the film is asking you. And then the film's going to be an investigation into the conditions that lead to someone being wicked. That's a very, not reductivist, but sort of relativistic and rationalistic perspective. So this film may be brilliant. I watched the Critical Drinkers review of it. I love that dude and I love his reviews. And he was pretty good on it. I ain't watched Ben Shapiro's yet, but what I would say is that this is a film that's redolent with archetypal information, shadow, good versus evil stuff, Griselda and the Green Witch. So it's going to have like truths in it. I've also seen the musical, as a matter of fact. Went with one of my kids and saw a sort of West End opening when I was right on the edge of no longer being a normal celebrity no more, when I was like right on the edge of I can't live in this world anymore. So let's have a look at how these themes and ideas are presented even in the trailer, and can there be, what is the cultural agenda of this film, or is it like actually just a good film that doesn't have a cultural agenda? Because a culture is temporary and, like the word suggests, can be sort of something like a bacteria. Beneath cultures can be archetypal deep truths that if we're able to access them, sometimes via the culture, then we have a chance of being nourished. Let's see.
Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University. Miss Elphaba, you can room with Miss Galinda.
Popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Please, everyone take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer who possesses...
Actually, it looks pretty bloody good, if you ask me, because it looks kind of exciting and vivid and beautiful colours and stuff like that. Now, I see the musical, and in that, it's about animals moving from this awakened state into this dumb and nullified state of being muted. And I reckon that's about sort of the muting and control of the spirit. You know, like that you have something in you that is awakened and connected, but that can be nullified and muted by cultural forces. What I'm interested in is, now that it's sort of so long since Judy Garland and, oh, why'd that dog, what did he do? Put him up, like all that cowardly line stuff. How has that brand still got so much power? It's actually it's an entirely new brand, isn't it, built on the success of the musical? And I wonder how kind of sort of woke cultural themes will play out, because woke cultural themes are themselves an attempt to play out ideas of sort of justice and righteousness untethered from the principles that have always undergirded them, i.e. good and evil, that comes from the idea of God, at least a dualistic, if monotheistic God. I wonder how they're going to sort of still benefit from those tropes if they're going to pursue sort of woke cultural ideas.
True magic has become all too rare.
Absolutely remarkable.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
I don't know. I've never known.
You, come with me.
Of course.
Not you. You. You're the one the wizard has been waiting for.
Galinda?
Ew. I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Hey.
You should join us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear, because you could wear this.
Something has changed within me.
She doesn't give a twink what anyone thinks.
Something is not the same.
Of course she does. She just pretends not to.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
Why couldn't tell me this is your moment? I'm coming.
The great and terrible.
Looks pretty amazing, if you ask me. Does Jeff Goldblum have to play everyone that's like that in every single film? Like Avengers? How many times have you seen Jeff Goldblum sort of being slightly wry and ironic, authoritative, but soft, patriarchal figure? Here he is again. Oh, that was jealousy.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
It's really weird. Sometimes films are so good that even in spite of their agenda, deeper truths come through them. And I'm not suggesting that the filmmakers didn't intentionally make a good film, but if you say the best way is to give people a real good enemy, like I wonder, I'm sure in the mind of what I assume is the mindset of the filmmakers, they'll be going like, you know, because of the vilification of migrants or whatever. But I bet they won't be saying the vilification of Trump. They won't recognise that that's a trend that is a bilateral cultural trend. That's sort of the inability to acknowledge nuance is what leads to tyranny, Albert Maysles once said. And what's the other thing that I would like to address and identify? It looks like it's a sort of a good, decent spectacle. It's a bit like something like football. There are certain sports, it doesn't matter how much advertising they strap on it, how much they commodify it, how much they move the tournaments to times that are convenient for TV companies, that there's something so beautiful and truthful in it that truth will come out. Now remember, I've not seen this film, I've only seen the trailer, but I do have daughters 6 and 8 years old, so I will be seeing that film at some point. And it looks to me on the basis of the trailer that it's got enough archetypal mythic truth in it for it to overcome whatever cultural appendages it may have taken on in order to reach its audience. And we all know now what Hollywood is, and at its worst what Hollywood represents, but at its best Hollywood's given us sort of, you know, like The Godfather is a Hollywood product, the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest came out of Hollywood, The Matrix came out, like, you know, it creates wonder. There are more people there, as I was once told, making a living off their imagination than anywhere else in the world, and the imagination is surely a gift from God. So it will have stuff in it, if you ask me, that's amazing. So my review, without viewing, is that this could be good.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This wicked witch.
It is one of those films where you know everything actually from seeing the trailers, isn't it? You see, right, that woman who initially seems good at the beginning, like the teacher, matriarch, she's bad. Oz is a sort of an ambivalent character, and that's sort of exactly how I would see people, by the way, like Klaus Schwab or Bill Gates, sort of technocrat, autocrat leaders of cadres of experts that deeply believe that what they're doing based on insight is right for everyone, but actually have been co-opted by what happens when you believe only in materialism and do not have the humility to surrender to a living God. You will nominate a new pantheon, and in that new pagan or rational pantheon, you will create a false luminosity that is a literal word for Lucifer.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
I'm melting! Cool, man. A little glimpse behind the veil. Of course, Judy Garland was notoriously given drugs to prop her up throughout that production. It was beset with all sorts of extraordinary challenges, and when it transitioned from black and white to Technicolor, it changed cinema forever. Will Wicked have a similar impact on audiences? Let me know in the comments and chat, and let me know if you think that the archetypal power of the story will be able to carry its cultural intentions, or if it will implode under the weight. And also let me know if I got any business reviewing films that I've not actually seen. So that's my Russell Brand review without view. Most coffee out there is basically the liquid equivalent of a participation trophy. Bland, mass-produced, utterly forgetful. But peaberry beans, they're not here to play nice. You get yourself that peaberry, you'll know you've been caffeinated. It's 1775, baby. These rare little rebels make up less than 10% of the entire coffee harvest. Instead of sticking to the crowd, they grow solo, resulting in a denser, more intense bean that doesn't just follow the herd. These beans are grown at high altitudes and are hand-picked at their peak, because if you're going to do something, do it right, yeah? Do them beans right. Thanks to their unique solo act, peaberries deliver richer flavours, a smoother finish, and a touch more caffeine to keep you sharp and focused, like the universe intended. This isn't your corporate coffee sludge. This is for those who see through the nonsense and demand a cup that's as real as it gets. Why settle for anything less than the sweetest peaberries, those rarest among beans? So if you're tired of sipping on mediocrity, go to 1775coffee.com. Use my special code BRAND to get 15% off. Don't just wake up properly to 1775. Revolutionary coffee in the revolution against mediocrity. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.